Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I'm your host. I have to keep it down because it's 3 a.m. in the morning. But anyway, welcome everybody to the show. Of course, 3 a.m. show. Banyana is here. We're going to be watching them play versus Jamaica in Jamaica at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. That is where they're going to be playing. Jamaica, Banyana, of course, in the last 5 games have 2 losses, 1 win, and 2 draws. Whereas Jamaica, hey, Abu L, guys, Abu L. It's just L's 5 losses. Their last game out was versus France, where they lost 3-0. And then, of course, Banyana's last game out was a loss versus England, 2-1. That is how it stands at the current moment. These 2 teams, South Africa is 50th in the world, 2nd in Africa, and then of course Jamaica is 42nd in the world, and then 4th in CAF. Starting lineups are as follows: we have Dlamini in goal, we have Ramalipi Kamete, Mhlongo, Cesane, Maponya, Mutalo, Shamase, Biana, Michael, and Motaung. As of course you can see, there's a couple of star players missing. Manabotembe Abeko and Linda Shem doesn't get that much game time that side. Apparently, it's been very hard for them to get game time. Whereas Jermaine just won the Mexican League with her team that side. So let's see what's going to happen here. And then, of course, for Jamaica, their starting lineups has Leah Brooks in goal, Shoban Wilson, Konya Plama, Alison Swaby, Chantel Swaby, Jade Bailey, Drew Spence, Atlanta Primus, Denisha Blackwood, Jodie Brown, and Khadija Shaw as their starting lineup. The last time, I'm sure it's not on TV, it's on YouTube. So if you go to the Jamaican Federation's YouTube channel, the game is available there. If you need the link, if on Twitter, on the Banyana Twitter page, there's a link there that will take you to there. We're watching it live on YouTube. So if you can watch me here, you can watch me there. Watch. Welcome. 3 a.m. club. The last time these 2 teams met was in 2019, where it was a 1-1 draw. We're still going to play them again on the 3rd of December. So let's see what we can do over the 2 games with this team. The one thing that you see off the bat is size. Hey, the Jamaican ladies are, yeah, they're pretty sizable in terms of, well, in comparison to our team. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens later on. Wesh, where are you, Wesh? 8 p.m. Pella, you're close to that side. It's 8 p.m. there. Stateside. Oh, what's happening, Wesh? Oh, Bakapubiana. Imagine, Bakapubiana. I knew it. Oh, Wesh, when you jump into the show, you're jumping from the US. Heaven. Hi, man. Sabonga, Wesh. Hey. 3 minutes in, it is 0-0. It is 0-0 right now. YouTube, guys, YouTube, the Jamaican Football Federation YouTube. It's live there. You can watch it there. Okay, so I was saying, the one big thing that's standing out for me here is that the size difference. This could be a very physical game. And maybe you still ask the question about Ibanyana Uti, high balls into the box. How are we going to deal with them? Is Jamaica that type of football team? Let's see how it plays out. The sad thing about Banyana at times is that, you know, if they're playing well or you can't play through them or you can't do those things, you can always just pop the ball into the box and see where it goes from there. We do have Dlamini in goal. So in terms of an aerial presence, I guess she's a little bit better, even though she's a lot more, sloppy is not the word. She's a lot more uncontrolled. So she does the job, Mara. The ball might pop out when she's saving it, or she might give it to an opponent on a save or things like that. Kaylin is cleaner, but Kaylin tends to concede a lot more, especially from those high balls. So let's see. One delay. It's on right now. The game is on. We are 4 minutes into the game. I guess they're playing that side, so that's why it's 3 a.m. here, but it's 8 o'clock that side. The Jamaican Football Federation YouTube channel is where you can find it. The other interesting thing. Oh, Charis, Welcome, 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 welcome. The other interesting thing about this game, for me, it comes on the back of poor performances from our top two teams, UWC and Mamelodi Sundowns in the Champions League, both knocked out in the group stages, which maybe was a little bit of a reminder about international level. So can we see something similar with a team that is ranked 8 places ahead of us in the rankings? Let's see what happens going forward. I still think that, where's Linda playing? Is Linda still playing a 6? Polo's going to have to put in a lot of work here, because I think what gets me about Ibanyana sometimes is that defender, guys. Oh, that defender. You'll find Amukhelang almost playing right back. You'll find everybody just sitting back and not necessarily having an outlet up front. So let's see, man. Here we go, counter, play through. Okay, Nkolo, please don't thank. Oh, no, a bit too much. And Nkolo, sometimes she can dribble in J. Do you have a link to watch? Just go to the Banyana Twitter page. Just go to the Banyana Twitter page and we'll go from there. Welcome. Go to yeah, you are back. No, but it's good, guys. Like I said, if Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Bafana are playing, we are going to be live. I've often said to you guys that this is a team that we need to support with everything, because Banyana is actually doing very well. They're a very good team that doesn't get the shine that they should be getting. So if we can do what we can to watch these games together and do those type of things, I think it's a wonderful thing here. It's a wonderful thing. But you wish don't call us full of games. Aye, way full of games. But you find no Tito. Don't call it Lukasi, man. Oh, Lukasi. And then she loses the ball that way. Yo, way. You see, this is what I don't understand. You have Amukhelang on the pitch, you have Nkolo on the pitch, you have Linda on the pitch, but yet when you're building up from the back, you're trying to play through Biana. And Biana is not Nandi like that. Like that. In terms of her play. So you're going to lose the ball a lot when you play to her in those areas. So I want to see somebody else maybe coming in and dropping back to jump in there. You see, look. Which is funny. I know I might be contradicting myself because I never liked Ulinda in those positions. But you have so many players. Oh, Nazo. Let's see. Goal. Oh. Ooh, offside. That's what you need to watch out for. That's what you need to watch out for. Guys, Jamaica literally just watched us. Literally just watched us with the ball. And then they got it immediately, went on to the counter, high ball in. So now we know what Jamaica is going to be trying to do. And it is directed at one of our biggest weaknesses, Banyana. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. No, it's not on SABC Sport. It's just on YouTube. Sponga, it's just on YouTube. Ngotrek. Nami yabona ngiyazama ukuthi ngingarasi. I wonder if I can make noise now. My neighbors are going to hate me. Okay, here comes Banyana. Can we not make it a physical game? Those defenders are huge. I don't see the point of having 3 ladies on the line. Literally on the line with the defense. What are you guys going to do? Play a long ball and try win it there? Yes, sometimes we forget, Guti, Simnandi, man. Like, we can put the ball down and play. Mara, we tend to forget those things when we play against some of these countries. Yeah, Wesh, we need to pass the ball. I don't understand this situation of playing these long balls. Like, it's so weird because we've got 4 at the back, obviously. Then we've got Ubiana in the middle. But then now you go, when we're building up from the back, Agnamuntu to pick up the ball. But when you get over the halfway line, Agnamuntu will dial in the attacking side because everybody's waiting for the ball up top. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. And by the time we start playing, it's going to be too late. Kotwa, I have a topic for you. Is it a topic about Banyana Sponga? You can't be coming in carry topic near weekend. Weekends bukeli pola man. During the week last cool man pola corner. You know this. But tell me, what do you think? Okay, 10 minutes in. Banyana haven't had an out and out opportunity. You could say that Jamaica had a chance, even though that header wasn't taken and it was offside, to be fair. But it does look like it's a tame game. Look, we're in build-up mode. No one is coming to fetch the ball. No one is coming to fetch the ball. Hey, Kamete even had to go and point to the guys, please come and fetch the ball. Okay, they've dropped Linda back. Mara, Linda's running from the ball. Linda, open up, girl. And Jamaica's not buying the press. They're not pressing. They're not buying it. We'll speak. We'll speak end of the game. Okay, no stress, no stress. Oh, trepa polo, guys. Trepa polo. Why are we playing like we're under so much pressure? I don't understand. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, almost. Yeah. Masiltunge. You see what I mean about the physicality? You cannot be playing long balls, because if you play long balls and you have to play target man, sort of, you don't have the strength to, we don't have the strength in our front players to do that type of thing. So put the ball down, play it into space, play it in behind. I want to see Nicole. Nicole has pace to speak of. Why not use the pace that she has and play it through? I don't get it. Long balls, lad. Here comes the cross again. 12 minutes in, it is still 0-0. Who do you guys feel like is going to win this game? I always have my money on South Africa, but then on Banyana, but then, you know, sometimes banok first half. First half is usually a tough half for us of defending. It's only in the second half where we actually get into our game. Like when we played versus England, I don't know about you guys, but I was expecting England to murder us with all of the names that they have there. But then you could tell that we can actually play football. I love Banyana because we can actually play football against the best in the world. I mean, it's not the first time we've played, it wouldn't be the first time versus England where we've played a top 5, top 10 team and done very well. So very underrated, but I feel like Coach Des sometimes is, Coach Des is too conservative at times in her approach to the game. It's too conservative. Even when we have our star players like our Tembi, we tend to not want to use them to their strengths fully. We tend to want to play the ball, man. It's almost like we let Tembi do everything type of thing. So that's the interesting, funny part about this game. Let me go. Yes, the pitch is like a varsity pitch. Sbong. But it is sports complex, Montega-based sports complex. What I am really interested about is this broadcast that they're doing. Shout out to the Jamaican Football Federation. This broadcast that they're doing is actually really dope. And maybe we could do something similar here for the games. I don't know if the relationships now SABC and all those guys would get affected, but this is so cool to have it like this and so open. MQ says, what channel? It's not playing on a channel, it's playing on YouTube. So go to the Jamaican Football Federation YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch the game. That is where it is being broadcast. If you're looking for a link, it is on the Banyana socials. They've shared it, but if you're looking for the actual thing, it's at JFF Live. So if you go onto YouTube and search at JFF Live, you'll be able to watch the game. We're currently live watching it there. And the quality, I must say, is really good. I must say. Going live for the Chiefs game. Yes, I will be here for the Chiefs game. Kana Sundowns is also playing later. Ne? I will be here for the Chiefs game, and I will be here for the Sundowns game. Triple shift today. Yeah, Sundowns at 8, Chiefs at 5:45. I will be here. No stress, MQ. Not everybody can afford DSTV. That's true. I just like, I think for me, Sbonga, it's more about being able to host your own, programs, like to host your own football. You know, if the Jamaican Football Federation can do this at this level, can't we do it for SAB to some degree? Can't we do it for NFD, which we hardly see anyway? Can't we do it for those type of games as well? I mean, SABC has been showing more Hollywood bets and things like that, even though it clashes with the times of the actual, with the PSL, the Betway Prem. But I guess they've shown them, but can we do these things, man, at this level for our under-20s and things like that? It's so hard sometimes to watch these games, especially if it's a friendly that Abo Supersport have nothing to do with. Yeah, Kait, yeah. I'll be here. 5:45, Chiefs, 8 o'clock Sundowns. I will be here for that. And then tomorrow, I can say tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be here for Pirates as well. This striker, yeah, Jamaica, reminds me a little bit of Donnelly. And I must admit, I've only seen Donnelly play 2 or 3 games. It was in the Champions League. But it's the size and the type of movement that is very interesting. I'd love to see more of the COSAFA ladies coming in. Like, I know we've brought in a couple, Abo Williams, the goalkeeper. Abu Williams, the goalkeeper there, for example, was in that COSAFA team. But I'd love to see some of those other ladies coming in. I'm still crying for Ludwig, man. I want Ludwig to be in this team. I think she can do a good shift in the middle. She could give us a good shift in the middle. She plays for Man City. She'll punish us. Says, Uwesh, sold out to Fair Escotino on Sunday. Can't wait. Sbonga says, Safa doesn't care about Banyana. If I didn't come to the channel, I would have missed the match. Well, you know, that's the sad part. That's the sad part. A lot of people don't know when Banyana's playing. A lot of people don't know when Bafana even. Sometimes the Bafana matches take people by surprise. It's only because there's so much noise around the Bafana right now that everybody's watching that side. But these ladies have been putting in shifts, man. They've been putting in shifts silently without being recognized that way. But let's see how the game is going to pan out. It is a very quiet game. Jamaica seem to be in gear 1. They're not leaving gear 1. You can tell with their striking, their movement, they're not as strong as maybe you would have expected. Or, you know, maybe bias kills us, you know. How do people watch the game and listen at the same time? Because I want to do it too. Usually it's on the TV. Usually it's on the TV. And you can just have me playing on the side. I think the biggest thing about the show is that people can jump in. So I'm going to let in people and we're going to have a conversation about this game as well, halftime. Might even open it earlier since it's a very early impromptu, well, not impromptu, but it's an early match, so that we can have a conversation about what we're seeing here. But otherwise, welcome. Think of it like running commentary that you can jump in and speak to me. That's how we usually do it. There's a fly at 3 a.m. Yeah, Lindo, welcome. 18 minutes in, it is 0-0. Now Lindo Pep, guys, the TTP show, Monday and Thursday, after my show at 9 o'clock, at Lindo Pep, was still building that other TikTok account, I know. So follow at Lindo Pep and at TTB Show. Let me go to Speech Routine. Which channel are you watching the game? It's on YouTube, guys. It's on YouTube at JFF Live. So search JFF Live on YouTube and you'll be able to watch the game. It is streaming there and there only right now. So we'll see. Okay, free kick, Banyana. Like I said, I've been wanting to see them build the ball a little bit more. Balba Mbenyana, play some passes, and maybe go through Michael in behind. I would love to see that. I don't like this tactic of us getting the ball, kicking it long, and then calling it a night. You know, and that is what we're going to do all night, especially versus these really physical defenders or bigger even defenders. That's not something that we're good at. But up to this point, it hasn't been a bad game for Banyana. Make the simple pass. Thank you. Hard and low. Hard and low. Oh. Okay, here comes Jamaica on the counter. Hey, they love this left-hand side. Look out for the cross. Look out for the cross. Get tight. Get tight. Get tight. Oh, there we go. You. Hey, Balfuna, look cool. Linda should be involved in the topic I want to discuss at the end of the game. Aibo, on this time. Yes, cute boy. Kalibanyana. Yeah? Bafana yako doesn't leave the time zones that much. A nice one, Lynn. Relax, Nicole. Relax. Thank you. Play it. Play it. Play it inside. Play it inside. We need a coaching change, to be honest. People are not ready for this conversation. No, that's very true. That's very true. There's people like Coach Tina, Coach Jerry, even though Coach Jerry is going through a bit of a rough patch. Yeah, I just think like we're playing some old school football now. I don't want to be disrespectful because Coach Des has done a lot and that football has won us a lot of things. Mara, it tends to not work when we have to go outside of the country. And we rely a lot on individual brilliance, which you should when you have star players. Abu Tembi, Abu Hilda, Linda, Refilo is injured, unfortunately. But all of those type of players, there we go. Play it, play it, play it. We rely way too much on those players having to come up with something instead of actually building systems around them. Like, for example, when you have Utembi on the pitch, you shouldn't be giving her the ball at halfway line and having her run all the way through. Ahly won. She's not good in that regard, in the sense that she sometimes becomes selfish, or because of her pace, she goes all the way up Ahly won, and then there's no support to cover her. Whereas if you can create a system where she can be at the end of the second part, at the end of, instead of being having it at halfway, have Ulinda give it to Hilda, and then Hilda give it to her closer towards the box, and then you start seeing them play. Hilda, of course, now she was off form, but they haven't been playing, guys. Hey, bunzima ngale, bunzima. Linda hasn't found her Glasgow. What was the team Glasgow? Why do I want to say Rangers? FC Glasgow. She used to play. She was playing in Scotland and playing regularly. Left. Tembi was another one who left Louisville to go to Mexico for game time. Hilda also left to go to Mexico. Now she's in America, if I'm not mistaken. Wesh, people, please correct me if I'm wrong. At Kansas City, and she's not getting game time there. So it's been a rough go for our star players in terms of game time outside of Uchemain. Uchemain Siopocino is living the life. That they just won the league. So yeah, it's been tough for them to get game time. But what's very interesting is the new crop of players we're getting in. I think there's a lot of potential on that side in all fronts. You're actually starting to see the players also evolve a little bit. Like Williams. Oh, I like Williams. Ooh. Williams is going to bench Swart and Dlamini soon. Technically, really, really good technically. Well, Ikari, this style of play, of playing these long balls, like winning the ball and trying to play it long as quickly as possible, is now something that a lot of these teams are doing, because we saw something similar in Sundowns, we saw something similar in UWC. Is it a case that it's a good tactic, or is it a case that by Asaba and they think that they need to switch up how they play in order to get here? Not Madlamin. You'll see, guys. Williams, saw glimpses of her Kosafa. Williams is a player. I think far technically superior. So, like I always say, the difference between Kalen and Andile is that Andile is a better pure keeper in terms of making saves, but Kaylin can distribute and can play the ball out. She's also a little bit cleaner in how she plays. It doesn't matter. Cleaner is not necessarily something that matters, really, if we discuss it like that. But it's the two differences between the keepers. So where Andile is far stronger aerially, I think she's a better defensive organizer. Kaylin has a save or two in her, but also she distributes very well. Williams does both things. Williams does both things. I believe she's got the height of Wandile, the passing ability. She was scoring free kicks, guys. She was scoring free kicks in COSAFA, right? Technically, brilliant. Soon. And there's a lot of them. There's COSAFA, Kalaka Ludwig. Nakebata Ludwig in this team. Watch the center be handled. Oh, whoa. Okay, let me see. Andile is tall, says Usponga Gonke. Wesh says they want to do it the Zambia way where they use a banda like that. So we tried to do that too. But it feels like it's an old system. Hey, Wesh, it feels like it's an old African system. Like the way women's football used to be played, let's say 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. You know, you are watching Coach Cherry. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Look at Ramalepe. How Ramalepe plays for Sundowns and how Ramalepe plays for Banyana Banyan. So with Sundowns, she's more of a, is it right wing back? She's allowed to go forward. Wonderful player going forward. But then when it's time to defend, hey, we have a tibang situation there at the back, you know. So it's those type of things, man. I'd love to see like an upgrade of that, you know. And you could see it with teams like TP Mazembe. Hey, that Champions League showed a lot. By the way, TP Mazembe won the Women's Champions League, which means that they've got 1 on the women's side and they've got 5 on the men's side. In terms of Champions Leagues won. Normally Sundowns, of course, has 2 on the women's side. 2 on the women's side, and then 1 on the men's side. But anyway, the way that those girls, those ladies attacked, you could tell, man, there's a tactic behind that thing that is working on the build-up. You know, Nabomasa and those type of teams. TP Mazembe was phenomenal. I really like the spirit. Hi, Badala Wesh. Who's the number 8? Star player. The number 8, and then there was the big tall one on the other side. I'm forgetting their names, Mara. Yo, hey, Badala, guys. Manage transition, counter attack. So we've had 2 corners right here, and this is what I mean. And it's not Andile's fault. I think on corners and things, it's not Andile's fault. But you have to get physical, man. You have to make sure that whatever headers are coming, Andile. Oh, Andile. As I was nomming her. 1-0, Jamaica. It seems to have got it straight from the corner. We were minding first post too much. The ball just dipped and fell in behind the goalkeeper there, Andile. So it is currently 1-0. Hey, wait now. Wrong score. Hey, it's Bogagonke. Hey, Ushawi.
Bafana, man. Oh, what?
Oh, now you want to play. Now you want to build. Let's take the shot. Now you guys want to build. Where was this? Or was it disallowed? What happened? Oh, they didn't update their score. Linda, my score is taking. Guys. And Jamaica hasn't been in this game, if we're being honest. Utrapa karauna watu. Oh, they even have replays. Ow! Thank you, Jamaican Football Federation. Yo, total misjudgment of the flight of the ball there. Total misjudgment. Umadlamini man. Hey, Umadlamini lamudla. 30 minutes in, Jamaica is leading 1-0. I don't know why they're not updating the score. Did I miss something? Hey, that striker is lazy, but I guess she's very effective when the ball actually gets to her. Ah, there we go. They finally updated it. Okay, 30 minutes in, it is 1-0 to Jamaica. Truth be told, Jamaica hasn't been in this. And again, for I don't know how many games in a row. Aerial balls, set pieces, specifically corners. They kill Banyana Banyana. How they kill Banyana Banyana. I was saying that with the goalkeeper, a lot of the time, it's not necessarily that the goalkeeper is not reaching the ball or whatever. It's that you have so many free people during our corners and set pieces. Ah, look at that. They just struck us aside. I said in the beginning that this physically, this is going to be a very big test for Ibajana Bajana physically. Uncle Beats on YouTube. Search JFF Live on YouTube. It's the Jamaican Football Federation. Shai Bioplus. Shai Bioplus Langeke. We can't sleep while we're losing. Oh, no, I'm sleeping. I'm awake. Mara, we need the ladies to wake up. That's what we need here. It's frustrating, guys. It's frustrating because we saw the same thing in the Champions League. UWC, who can play the ball, all of a sudden, they're sitting back. Bashama, long ball. They're losing the ball all the time. They've got like 8 people back. They're trying to make, who was the striker? I'm forgetting the names. They're trying to make Istraka Sakwana do so much work. Then you have Mamelodi Sundowns ladies who are playing a 4-2-2-2, and you're like, Marakai, we know that Rabale is one of the best 10s in Africa. Why would you make her play as an 8 or try share the responsibility of the ball in the middle? Like it's interesting. Like it's so interesting that it feels like the South African teams, when we go out and we play international competition, whether it's Banyana Banyana, or whether it's the other teams like the continental competitions, you sit back and you go, Mara, it's like, Mara, guys, why are you trying to make things so difficult for yourselves? Ramalewabantu was so far away from the ball. They were trying like a back 3 situation. And I was just sitting there thinking, and I'm talking about Sundowns now, but I was just sitting there thinking, but you guys won this tournament twice and got to a final the other time in the three years that it's been there, playing football, like playing. And I know Abo Murifi, my favorite, Mara, guys, not like this. Look at Jamaica. Far post. Ay, Madamini. Left-hand side of Jamaica's attack.
I see the 40.
Left-hand side of Jamaica's attack. Enigma says, Ochi, a true soccer fan. Oh, man, we must support these teams, Enigma. We must support these teams. Thank you. But we must support these teams, man. Because Jerry, I'm shy at tournament technically, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, Wash. Desiree is doing the Hugo Bruce way. I don't know. Hugo Bruce, while his football is not the best football in terms of like on the eye, it's not the best football, there's a system to it. There's a system to it. So, for example, if you see Makhupa on the pitch, that tactic is that we know that it was when Speleles Tole and Mokwena were playing in the center, they weren't progressing the ball up, and the only way we could get up was to play a long ball to Makhupa to win the first ball, and that is how we got into our attacking phases and started playing. This Bafana now, Apolis sort of leaves the wing, comes into 8, controls the ball from there. Obas is trusted a lot more than Yaya was, so it allows Mokwena to push forward. We attack up the right-hand side through Morena, either Morena more direct, who hits the byline, crosses back or crosses balls, or Mudau, who when he's trying to go up, he cuts inside and plays the ball. So you can see some of the things. Some of the players that are on this pitch, I'm not sure what the role is meant to be. I always point to Amukhelang. What is Amukhelang's role meant to be in this game? Because sometimes I feel like she's brought in just for cover. Then you have Unonkolo, who goes missing most of the game and then sort of delays the game by holding up the ball when she gets it, right? For example, I don't know. And again, it's not to say Coach Des has done a bad job up to this point, but it's to say, can we see a progression in the tactics? Because I think Banyana, like I said, they rely so much on the star power, so much on the stars that, Kimang, injured, Gamet, so much on the stars and the stars doing star things that when the stars are not there, what happens when you can't just give Tembi the ball and have a run? What happens? So these are some of the questions I have about Banyana, even though I still believe that in terms of the national team, this is the one that has been doing the business for a while. Heban. Impugani zangotre ekseni. Is this game serious or is it just a game? Well, it's a friendly, it's an international friendly. I'm worried. It feels like we've regressed. There was the Denmark 5-0, and then there was the England 2-1. The Denmark 5-0 shame was too much, honestly, for us, and it was caused by our own doing. The England 2-1, we could have won that game. But again, when you don't have the name brand players, what are you doing system-wise to make sure that the ones who are there can play? Jamaica too physical, says Usbonga Wonke. Yeah, way too physical. The size difference is not something to play with. The size difference. And if you notice, I think what I like about Jamaica in this game, they're keeping it simple, man. They're not doing too much. Let them have the ball, Banyana, let them try and attack us. We win the ball back, immediately send it up the left-hand side. Try get a cross in, try do something. Issue still remains that corners and set pieces, crosses are shame. We lack. And maybe it's the South African problem. Pirates won their game versus ECR Peluistad, but when Peluistad started crossing that ball, and obviously the corner that gave Khanye Samara the goal, then you start saying, Ngati Guma corner and things like that, we're not strong enough. And I understand there is an element of being short, but what do you do then? How do you make sure that it's a tough thing? Whoa, Biana. King Trivela, Biana. Why? You see this long ball. Why do you choose to play a long ball right there? I don't understand it. Why do you choose? You've been doing so well. You've built up the game. Now when you get the ball, UWC was doing this. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. JFF. JFF Live on YouTube. Look at how considered the attack of Jamaica is versus us. It's like when we win the ball back and we have to get past the halfway line. The moment jump halfway line, shame. We don't know. It's on YouTube, Tweety. It's on YouTube. JFF Live. JFF Live. Let me see. Elvisa Banyana is a two-woman team on YouTube. Elvisa says Banyana is a two-woman team. El Phoenix Kota says goal. He's celebrating the goal. Okay, relax. But the HDMI and laptop. Altaf, how you doing? Altaf, joining me on YouTube. HDMI and laptop combo is fire. Yeah, especially when you're not streaming it illegally. Yes, boga. I-laptop na imnandi mara iba mo mnandi ma-streama illegal. Leo to streama. But they're not serious. That could have been a handball. Jamaican football site. Oh, you're watching it there? I mean, I'm watching it on YouTube. Where is the official what they were speaking about? Look at the quality, guys. You know when you watch some CAF games and you're like, no way, guys, is this the quality? Finally. Not all. Not all. Why are you trying to outpace people? Just play the ball, guys. I think I'm irritated by that. Just play the ball. Hey. We are heading to halftime. You know how halftime works. Jump in. Let's have a conversation about what we're seeing here. You do that by joining me now live on TikTok for those watching on YouTube. And you click on the button that says multi-guest, bottom of the screen. Then I can let you in and we can have a conversation. Decision making is poor. Yes, bonga. Master Pambili. You could have played it through, Nicole. You could have played that one through, yes. How Biana? Oh, Biana. Aisha. I doubted her, but she looks like the best builder of the game. Leave it. Ramalepe finally getting forward. Watch how she comes alive when she's playing in a forward role. Which makes you wonder why she's playing in a defensive role for Coach Des. It's good. Play. This is much better. Much better. Thank you. Not all, guys. Not all, guys. We finally saw 3 touches. Look at how good they look. Look at how good they look when they actually play the ball. This whole game. It doesn't make sense. "44 minutes. Jamaica is leading South Africa 1-0 from a corner that went straight in, basically. From the corner straight into the goal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But they press with caution. Um, look for support. Offside. Look for support. You have a run inside. Marun Kolo, guys, can we I man, I don't want to criticize it too much, Mara. Not like this. 2 minutes for what, ref? Relax. Look for the easy pass. Hey, come back in. Don't go. Don't go. Come back in. There we go. Open up, please, in the center. Ow. Jamaica could score here. The reggae girls. She can do better. Yes, she can. It's just disappointing because she's one of the more senior. I don't want to say senior, but she's one of the more senior players in that squad. Let me see. They dropped all of their pictures and things here. I think it was a really cool thing to do. Unankolo has 46 caps for Banyana, 5 goals. Currently plays in Saudi Arabia for Eastern Flames. What was that? What was that? Did she try? No. Why? Minangazi, guys. I'm so disappointed. Okay, it is halftime. Halftime right now. Banyana are trailing this game. Feel free to jump in. Let's have a conversation about what we're seeing here at halftime. Then I'll just keep it open second half. Everybody can jump in and we can have the convos about what we're seeing over here. I wish. I wish.
OT.
How are you, Wish? Welcome. I don't have anything to say.
I'm good. I'm good. Um, I think we need to come to a realization that we almost do not have a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are headed to that direction of not having a team. I'll tell you why.
Mm,
A team that won Africa Cup of Nations, a team that went to World Cup, very promising. There hasn't been any growth in this
yeah.
team
Yeah.
ever since. And from Masbuyaki World Cup, I was hoping we're going to see more of our players going overseas, and because World Cup was amazing,
Mm, mm, mm,
but there hasn't been any growth
mm,
at all.
mm.
Considering that we have more players who have moved abroad, and I do understand this doesn't game time and whatever, but I don't think as South African football association or women's side, we are not doing anything to have another Bambanani Mbani, to
Yeah.
have another Tembi, because we need to invest more in that.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? You we have a sport alabadlali who have potential,
Mm,
and you
mm,
establish programs for them to add on what they have with their
mm,
teams, because we cannot shy away from the fact that abadlali besifazane ababaningi, so you
mm,
hold on to what you have.
mm.
So what we need to do here is to the programs. That is why I'm going to what is our national team or our teams doing? Ngesimo sokuthi we have issue yama aerial balls.
Mm.
Or
Yep.
Andy, like kumele ngabe bahlala an entire 3 days a week kuma-team wabo training to boss that box because that is your weakness.
Mm.
So supposedly it's something we have mastered, but I don't think we even train anything
Yeah.
of that kind because awukwazi ukungenelwa igoli njeyana.
Every time.
You
Futhi leli,
cannot.
it's a different one. This one, usually we
You
see the other
cannot.
problems. Mara leli.
You know, you cannot. Abai Bosi, the Bogisi, she's tall with Izandla. She needs to be able to boss that
Mm.
box. That's the only way we can win izinto zale nkinga zama-cross and
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
Because amabhola awela phambi kwakhe noma ephuma uyaziphumela nje bra, not
Mm.
winning anything, and then it's been a thing for the longest time. So I don't think we have done anything to make sure that we have another Bambanani because you can see there is no Bambanani there. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
we are not doing anything to have another Refilwe Jane. We are not, you know, abantu sizobaluza soon enough. Othembi bayakula, and
Yeah.
then we need to be doing something to
Yeah.
have another Thembi, another, you know, make sure they are on programs to
Mm.
keep them in shape for national duties. That's the only way we can do it. You know, abantu makumele badrophe, abantu asibadrophe. That not all a kid needs to go home. She has
Danko.
been given a chance enough on the
Mm-hmm.
national team to
Mm.
do the right thing, and she's not. And it's time. You know,
Yeah,
she's full of
can I,
things.
Wesh, can I ask, do you think maybe that it's because for me, you know, the way it looks like, it feels like there's a disconnect between Banyana, so Banyana first team or 6 players or whatever, Banyana first team, bench, Kosafa under 20, Kosafa, Hollywood bets. It feels like there's a disconnect. Like, we know that there's players. We know that there's some players who should be getting their chances now. Mara, they just never get their chance. And then if you look at Abo Coach Modi, Nabo Coach Tina, Nabo, they're coaching in their corner, and it doesn't seem like Coach Desmond wants to, you know, speak Nabo. Or I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it disconnects corner and it disconnects cool. It disconnects corner even a grounding because
Mm,
even a grounding you can see Linda always wanna keep the ball, let's play.
mm, mm,
But the other players are saying, "Mm-mm, we don't want to play." So
mm,
there's disconnect. It's
mm,
not common goal. We are not of common goal. We are not looking for the same thing. We are just individuals doing I don't know what because you
mm,
can see it. As much as Linda hasn't had game time for the longest time,
mm,
umuntu ongenayo game time cannot come here and afane nabantu who have been playing.
mm, mm, mm.
It shows that man, because now we are born. She wants Uti, let's keep the ball. We are comba Uti move to this direction because I want to play, but people are not doing it.
Mm.
So I feel like we need to go back as women's. I don't know what I know. There's the issue of my resources and whatever, but players need to be monitored. Extra training needs to be
Yeah.
there. You
Chances
cannot.
need to be given.
You,
Chances need to be given.
chances need to be given, things like that. Because njengamanje, if you have a player that you are looking at and ufuna ukuyiletha kwi-senior team, ethimini yakhe hambisa ama-programs of things you want her to improve on so that by the time umbiza ethimini, she's
Yeah.
part of the team.
Yeah.
So don't just call a kid and the kid is just there, but there's nothing you are doing to help the kid because the resources are not there,
Mm,
and the coach
mm.
cannot watch all the games because not
Yeah.
all the games are televised and this
Mm,
and that, you know. So help these kids programs. If the kids need to hamba ayowenza some, you know, I'm just okay, you need to run 12 kilometers every whatever, you know,
mm,
things like
mm,
that, so that by the time you call them up for the national duties, but we shape it right because that's
mm,
the only way we can do it.
mm.
Trainings are not the same. Umdlalo odlala Richmond is not going to train the same as umdlalo odlala Sundowns.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, umdlalo odlala Sundowns, even today, there's not much difference.
Yeah.
Nomdlalo odlala Richmond. We have a problem.
Wesh, I wanna ask you about the play. You know, what is it, Ngati, as South Africans, that when we play international competition, whether it be national team or at the clubs, why are we reverting to this long ball? Mina anyazi, because this is not the Banyana I
Siyasaba.
know. Siyasa-
Siyasaba sizithembi, and automatically ekhanda into ithi we don't have our best players on pitch, you
Mm,
know.
mm,
So you don't have your Hilda, you don't have this and that. But we
mm.
saw a few touches that were made.
Oh.
They're good. And the
Mm,
more you keep the ball, at least you have a little bit of time for to enjoy and gain confidence. We siyasaba.
mm,
Kule game nje asifike ebholeni kuqala labantu laba okay bakhulu kunathi but sikhathele bra, and
mm,
we don't even want to play.
mm.
We don't even want to play. So I'm like,
Do,
angazi siyasaba sizithembi, and we are capable of doing so much.
do
I
we have
don't
too many
know.
midfielders? Because uNonkolo angazi ukuthi uyenzani, to be honest with you. Owamukelang naye, I'm not sure if she's just defensive cover or if she's actually meant to play. Ubiana has been carrying a lot of that load of playing the ball out, or at least getting that ball in the center and playing it up. Man, is it maybe a situation that there's too many of these players on the pitch? Maybe kumele bathethe labanye who can play something different
Mina othi
in this game.
i-team asinayo,
Yeah.
i-team, like ngikutshela ukuthi i-team at this moment we are headed to that direction. And the way I look at it, we might not win the Africa Cup of Nations
Mm,
because
mm,
those teams are gonna come for us. Oh, Zambia ngeke basiyeke. They are not good, but they know their strengths, and
mm,
they basebenza ngama-strength wabo. Tina, we have an issue, bruh. We cannot play. Kune-disconnect nje khona. I don't know.
mm. Wow,
Yabona,
wow. Yeah.
Unoxolo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically, uSiska Noxolo is better than Unoxolo.
Yes.
Noxolo is much better than the actual Noxolo that is always on the lineup, that is
Mm,
always being called.
mm,
And I don't know we role ka Amu, because Amu can play, can also try and be behind the ball, and she's not as strong, but she can try and be behind the ball.
mm,
Ulinda supposedly the one who is connecting the strikers and the mid, you
mm,
know.
mm,
But Ulinda also is one of our better players on the ball
mm.
in terms of initiating play. She can, so no one wants to move. We have many midfielders, but must petty baller, nobody wanna move. Nobody wanna do anything.
Bayabaleka wesh.
Um,
Mina ngikhalela ukuthi
bayama,
bayabaleka. You've got a back four. Muscle keep Ipola. The only person open is Ubiana. Then masifika phambili. Nakhona lapho when you're looking for a pass, you've got three players standing with the defense, but you've got no midfielders coming in to get the ball. Even when they come in and get the ball, umuntu uzoshaya long pass nje esayidini uma ngale ukuthi guys, there's a pass, right? Like I'm frustrated today.
it's him, asinaye. And the
Frustrated.
frustration ayiqali namhlanje.
Mm-hmm.
Awuqalanga ukuba frustrated namhlanje. Ever since the World Cup, we don't have growth, bruh.
Mm, mm,
And we cannot say it's because Refilo is not there. Who
mm,
else is not there?
mm,
It's only Refilo.
mm,
Mawubuka kahle ngamagame ebesihamba ngawo.
mm,
I
mm.
understand Jermaine is not there, Tembi is not there, whatever, so we have to have alternative tactics, but coach knew that from the beginning of I don't know when. This
From
is not a
3 years
difficult game.
ago.
This is not a difficult game. They knew we're gonna play this game. Ubeyazi ukuthi Tembi are not going to be there, and we're supposed to play these games, man, with I don't know, show that with character, show that sifuna ukwenzani, but we are not showing for
Mm, mm,
anything.
mm, mm.
Because even that England game, we lost ngendlela esilose ngayo, but it wasn't the great game. You
Yeah.
know, it was the
Yeah.
very same old thing of okay, Trevor, and I understand, you know, England is a better side on paper than us, but come on, guys.
Mina ngisaba ukuthi it's
And
starting to infiltrate everywhere. Wesh, it's going everywhere. It's we know Banyana Bastyle play a certain brand of football now, but they couldn't play. UWC is usually exciting now, but they couldn't play. I worry that maybe man, it's the king. Maybe South African women's football is not taking the step it should be taking. And then you have a COSAFA team that does very well, but then you don't see those players making it in. Maybe it's fresh faces. Maybe you need to have fresh faces now. Mara, I'm worried that man, it's becoming
it,
our
also
thing.
the problem also with the new kids that come on, the national team setup is not an easy place to be in. It's not a, you know, because the stage sees sort and it's okay, I'm in this. It's overwhelming. So they take a little bit of time to, you know, I will make an example of how exciting are the Shamase twins
Mm,
Obuwabuga J
mm, mm,
Obuwabuga Guma Kosafa under 20. But
mm,
when they get to this stage, it becomes a bit difficult, you
mm,
know, because you
mm,
look at them, they're exciting, this is this and that, but when it's time to actually play on these, it becomes a bit. So I don't know if it's a banyana thing. I don't know what's happening with this team. This team, and there's no growth.
yeah.
There is no growth. Angiboni ukuthi siyaphi ngempela njengamanje and nginewari.
Hey,
Because
Minawesh, all I was saying for me, and it's a question, we raised this question months ago when we were speaking about Ibanyana, and I asked the question, Yoguti, is it not, are we riding the golden generation too much? And are we letting Ukosh Des off the hook a lot? I think maybe now we should move into a place where that coaching job, fine, you've got your head coach, but the people around you should be almost like a brains trust. So bring in Abu Coach Tina, bring in Abu Coach Jerry, bring in all of the different people, Abu Coach Modi, and maybe now have almost like a committee type setup because Coach Des, as much as I like her, it's the same people, the same. I mean, Abu Ramale Penaba, they've got over 100 caps for Banyana, for example. At what point do you say, you know what, guys, like something must change? I'm worried about that, man.
a problem also Uguti, for women's football, it's a different situation.
Mm,
In terms of monitoring players. You cannot watch the games. You cannot
mm,
watch all the games. You don't know where they are. You just don't know what
mm,
it is, you know.
mm,
So there is that element
mm,
where you need to work extra hard. I don't know with what resources to go
mm,
and watch those players
mm.
and motivate them and say, hey, I saw that you need to work on this. So you have to rely on abantu labo babonayo, people that have professional training, professional
Yeah.
coaches, people that play a Champions League or whatever. That's where it's at. That is why ubona the team izohlezi biza usibulele Olweni because usibulele Olweni uhlala no coach Tina, uyacoach,
Mm.
uyamonitor, so that's what you have. So I don't know, but this is
Mm.
bad. This
Let,
is
let
bad.
me
It's horrible.
let me bring in Crucifixion 01. Welcome. How are you?
Hayi ngiyaphila member.
Ubonani la kule game, mem?
Member. Yo icon. Member i-generation le kumele si wabona this generation. Golden generation we must forget nje. Forget about this generation and then start over. Go to the grassroots member. Go to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Start from Z and then because our team did. Rifile njani usisi uzokhuluma ngaye manje. Rifile njani almost 30 nayo 30 33 34. Why sikhuluma ngorifile manje? Same thing uzwana. Aging players at least izwano nayo umasonga ukuthi uzokhipha busy nyane at least for my next 10 years 5 years. Like there's no quality in Banyana. No quality.
Is it a case of no quality or in the Buguti? There's a lot of people elayinini mara abanikezwa chance ukungena.
CAF Champions League.
Yeah. Yangizwa, member, can you hear me? Yeah, I think the network is networking there. I'm gonna take you off. Request again and jump in. Let's have the conversation. Request again and I'll let you in. I just wanted to say, 46 minutes in, Jamaica's leading 1-0. We have just kicked off the second half. Add 45 to whatever my timer says, and you'll have the time of the game. So, for example, it says a minute 30 on my timer. It says a minute 30 on my timer. Sorry about that. It says a minute 30 on my timer. If you add 45, you'll now know that it's 46 minutes. So we are in the second half now. First half, I think it wasn't a game to write home about. I don't think Jamaica has been very strong. Their goal has come from a set piece, as usual. We've been killed by set pieces for the longest time. We have been killed by set pieces. Again, it was a corner that went straight in from the corner. But what you're seeing that's different from Jamaica and Banyana is that Jamaica is very direct. You can tell exactly what they're trying to do where they win the ball. It's either they go up the left-hand side and they look for some sort of cross, or they go a couple of passes, they find themselves in our box and they play. They're not necessarily running very hard. They're not quite there. With Banyana, there's a bit of an issue, man, with playing the ball. We want to play these long balls into our forward players, and we keep losing them. We rush to get the ball out of our feet for some reason, and it's not working out. But yeah, like I said, set pieces are our weakness, but also, hey, our play, man. Pass the ball, lo. Hey, uyababona ke wesh. Nigijima ni-4 niyagijima versus 3 defenders.
It was a good move, but because Mazlan and Matthew Afana know Jamaica.
Cute niggas. I fucking hate everyone. I will kill everyone.
Hey, man.
I said Mazlan and Matthew Afana know Jamaica, bro. We can compete and let's compete.
That's that's the frustrating part. I think my issue in Banyana is not that, you know, as you are complaining about the stuff that they're doing, but it's not like they're being played off the pitch. It's never been a case that we've been played off of the pitch. It team figile they're that much better than us. Mara lama mistake, you know, lama decision making. Man, that take away from some of the good work. Like I'll give you an example. Today the defense looks a lot better.
Yes.
Today they look a lot better. They're not running up and down. They're not about kichimisi pola. They seem to be disciplined. Mara, what do you gain from that if Pambila names next? You know?
And I'm frustrated because you go to Jamaica, go and win that game, you know, go and win that game. That's confidence booster, you know. You have something to learn and something to grow from, you know. Right now we have Ukamete, who has potential, who's been consistent, who's really good. And she's been really good at UWC. Okay, she moved overseas. Obviously, she's going to have a problem of game time for quite some time, understandably so. As soon as Ukamete Ekula, so make another Kamete. Because right now we don't have another juice. Bambanani is getting really old. We don't have another Bambanani.
And you can tell Magangeko.
We knew Bambanani is going to get old. But I don't think we have done enough to make sure that the next Bambanani is there. And Iwariami Lapo, which I know we don't have resources, but I feel like we can do something. training wise. We growth yabadlali, making sure that we are part of growth yabo and making sure ukuthi bayakhula so that by the time it's befika lana, it's something. That's okay.
Hey, let me just check something. Zweli, I like the comment you're making there in the comment section. I think the one thing you have to give Safa credit for, Banyana, at least now-ish, is that in the last few games, we've played in England, we've played at Denmark, in friendlies, we're playing at Jamaica, we're going overseas, we're doing these things, which is something that Bafana lack as well. So I guess I'd give them credit for that finally, after all these years of this team doing well, we're finally taking them out into the world to go play the bigger teams. Might be a little bit too late, but we go from there. If you want to watch the game, guys, the game is on YouTube at JFF Live. JFF Live on YouTube is Jamaican Football Federation. Their YouTube channel is the one that is playing this game live there. Then I just want to read some of these comments. Their games against overseas teams, unlike Bafana. Okay. Mr. OT, are they playing the same lineup we played against England? No. That lineup had our more star, quote-unquote star players up front. We had a Hilda, we had a Tembi. We are missing those players here for this game. So we are seeing newer players, especially up front. If you think about Abo Michael, Abo Motaung, they don't necessarily get starting chances that much. So Abo Shamase. So yeah, it is a different team. It is a different team. To be fair, it is a different team. But let's see how it pans out. 52 minutes in, it is 1-0. It is 1-0 to Jamaica. Again, Jamaica has not been good. They're just direct, and Wesh, maybe those are things we can learn from Abu Jamaica. We can learn from Abu TP Mazembe that sometimes you don't need 700 passes or to be fancy. Just have a direction. Normally 3-4 passes, then do that. Know exactly where we're going, because mina angboni move land, angboni move, or something that we've been doing over and over again that we can move. Abonokolo have been changing sides even. Mara uti mas peti pola siapi. I think that's a bit of an issue as well. Wesh.
Tactically, that has been an issue. From those three midfielders, you happen not to know ukuthi role kabani iyiphi, We are getting better right now, getting some touches, which is good, and hopefully we're going to be clinical and convert. And Ngiyabona Ulinda is playing more off behind striker now. Unomvula ungenile. I don't know. I see indlela yokudlala kwe-Jamaica, it's direct, but at least bamuva play before they actually pass their strikers. Tina, we stand behind the center line normally and kick the ball straight to Utembi, which I'm overworker. I'm overworker. Imenza Zizwe a hero. That is why sometimes I think you find her being selfish. And I also worry a lot about that tactic. You see, okay, cool. We know we're gonna do that. But I don't think we have done also enough to identify that, okay, Tembi is our girl, she can run, she can do this. I don't think Utembi needs to go to training and oh my god, that's a goal.
2-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
I don't think Utembi needs to go to training. Ayob. Utembi needs to score, and Utembi hasn't been scoring. Utembi needs her feet needs to be strong. He needs to be clinical. Imagine if Utembi was clinical on that Netherlands game, the World Cup. Those 2-3 chances she got. If she was clinical, and she's not, and I don't think anything has been said about working on that technique of ukushuta kwakhe. Unyawo lwakhe is not strong. Ama one-on-one uyawageja. Imagine if that girl can shoot the ball. avale yonke imbobo akhahlele ibhola, you know, um angabe sikhuluma into engcono, because
And
maybe we still train, mhlambe we still train her ukuthi akagijime, but she can do that already. How are we progressing, moving from what she can do to what she cannot do?
and the other problem is that what happens when she's not there? I think this is what we're
This
seeing in some of these games. So if
this
Bele,
what
mm,
ilokho kwenzakala, and we didn't plan. We knew she's not going to be there. What did we do as we were planning to come here? Um, Tactically, ukuthi sikwazi ukudlala. Because I don't know. But it's okay, I guess.
let me just give everybody an update, guys. It's 2-0. Well crafted goal by Jamaica up the right hand side, cut back to the striker who goes ahead and scores. I believe the striker is Khadija Shaw, number 11, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, look, these are the questions that we need to ask. These are the questions that we need to ask. I know that we speak about resources. I know that we speak about training and all of that stuff, but at the national team level, you know, at the very least, let me see your plan. Let me see your plan fail, if I can put it like that. See you do some things over and over again where we can read, oh, this is what you are trying to do. Shembadliwe, maybe they weren't up there. But it still feels like, look, now I'm not losing the ball again. It still feels like we are leaving it to individual brilliance to win these games for us. And maybe that is part of the issue with South African football as a whole. That man is tembe so much, Guti, is going to make magic and go score. We don't do the job of making sure we have the tactics. Now, Ushama step over I5 only to lose the ball instead of making a pass. You know, maybe we can speak about what we'd love to see. I'd love to see a central, more center attack where it comes up the middle. You can allow Biana to have the ball. She's been incredible in receiving the ball in CDM and actually playing the ball up, and have people group each other. So if you're going up the right-hand side, okay, Michael, group yourself with Linda, go on over to the right-hand side, create those passes between each other, and then shoot. Right? So build up through Biana, give Biana the ball, she turns like here, passes it forward instead of to the side. Maybe pass it to Linda. Use that advantage you have with Motaung and Nokolo being there, but instead of taking them wide, bring them closer together and move it from there. Wesh, I don't know what you change here. Maybe let's speak about how we would want to play this game now in terms of attacking and defending. Ngoba mina we are white, I don't understand it anymore.
Honestly, I would love to, if these girls could make touches, even if they make these touches in a form of a U shape, boxing, the way they are doing now, but that's going to build confidence even when they go wide. But they go wide, Ebola is nyawing, not in a form of long balls, you know?
Yeah.
Because playing Ebola builds a little bit of confidence. So if they could try and do that more, we're going to see something, because seemingly we don't have people who are spacing well as strikers. I don't see us scoring a goal because we don't even make those runs, you know, for us to make those progressive passes. So, but if we keep it more,
Yeah.
we are saying Jamaica is not going to have the ball with them for, you know, half the time. And that's going to build a little bit of confidence for us. And something is going to come. And, you know, when we have touches, something happens, as you can see right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I would love to see. I don't know if Magia ukone benji in Lapa,
No.
because she's not. Okay.
And then I
And
just want to,
easy game.
I just want to speak on I want to speak on the defense as well. Now we've seen Weshkuti Lawantu, they're going up the left-hand side and the wings, and all they're doing is waiting for somebody to commit and playing the ball past there. We saw Mhlongo running across to try and win that ball. What I'd like to see, and maybe Wesh, you can jump in, what I'd love to see is, can you have then, if you have Abu Amukhelang and those people, have them go a bit wider to stop the run of the person before they reach the defense. Because Jamaica's starting their runs from almost the halfway line and Tinasiko, and as if it means that somebody has to man mark Laoma winger, Baba Kipile futhi Laoma winger. How do you feel the defense should be playing this game? I'm not red in the middle, but they're taking us apart, man. Am I citing?
The thing, I feel for me, ngoba we know the brilliance of people abafana nabo Ramalek going forward. At least allow one side to do that, and have Ubiana at the middle of the park making sure ukuthi uyena owenza the cover eyaka right, mostly kungaba ama-central defenders who pulls out,
Yeah.
have the midfielders doing that job, but at least have one side operating in attack, the other side selling Ashala, because I think the person who's playing left back is pretty new, and I don't know how they are Mark attack, so I wouldn't know. But you are right. I feel like our central mid, because the Jamaica is not playing in the middle also.
They don't care about the middle, yeah.
No, they are not playing. So if we cannot attack Ngama wings to Ngora Malepe, okay, cool. Let her stay. Let all our defenders stay, the back four, so that we are not attacked Guma wings. Then we play, because we need to find a plan to stop them to do what they're doing. Because once we stop that, they will have to do something else, and I don't think they're capable. They haven't shown anything to say they are capable of attacking ngenye indlela. They are not passing balls behind our defense. They are not doing tiki-taka. They are not doing anything. Balindo Ramalepa Hambe, Basibayangena ngaleya side, our defense drift and shift to the right hand side, their left hand side, then it's done. So I don't know if tactically it's something as Ibonayo as coaches, or it's just vibes.
Now I'm starting to feel like it's vibes. I feel like they just went, hey, put those Sundowns players in the back. I know Kameta, but put those Sundowns players in the back. I was a kuluma bona, and then Pambili, abanye bazayenza Pambili. I'm looking at Concierge. Concierge says Nicole Michael should be given minutes. Nicole Michael started this game. I believe she's still on the pitch right now, not being used to her strengths. We're not seeing the same aggressive Michael who loves running and breaking the lines. But it's also because supply has been very low, guys. Supply has been very low. Look, hopefully this all gets better. We are going to play Jamaica again. We're going to play Jamaica again on the 3rd. So hopefully by then we've sorted out whatever issues we have with that team. But anyway, guys, it is the 64th minute. Jamaica leading 2-0 versus Banyana. Jamaica, the aim is not to sweat. They're talking about Jamaica. The aim is not to sweat. Look, the same attack. Now it's Umaponya who's been pulled out of position. Yo, guys. Number 11 is playing. Khadija Shaw. She's playing. Murifi, the former Sundowns winner, is suitable for this game. And is Murifi South African, ne? Is Murifi South African? Wait, I know. Rabale Kiki Botswana Lesotho. Why am I forgetting? Okay, it looks like Maponya might have injured herself there, making that clearance. iJamaica ivukana ngathi ungayolala wena sibo ungalali sikhona. iJamaica ivuka ngathi. And like I said, they haven't been playing. They haven't been playing. If we speak about their chances, they haven't had clear-cut chances outside of the goal that they scored, and then the goal that they scored at the beginning from the free kick from the corner, and the goal that they scored here from that open play. They haven't been here to play, really, if we're being honest about Jamaica in this game. So I don't know. The concierge says Desiree is running out of ideas, I think, with Banyana. We work in silos, guys. We work in silos. And I think South African football is worse for that. It's silos. It's you work, it's your house. Can we think, Bruce? We think, I'll watch my house and you watch your house, instead of us speaking. So, for example, I always use the example of rugby. I don't know if the system is still like this. It's been a while, but they almost have what's called a council of coaches, where all of the coaches in the league, they sit together in like a camp, and then they figure out for everybody, this is what we want. These are the players we want. I want them to do this. I want them to do that. Then they have conversations about who do we bring in, who are the players that could play that, who are the players that can play that type of rugby that you want as Rasi, the first team. And then you go back to their clubs, and now the clubs also know the mandate of, that thing I tell you guys about Madlamin. They go back and they now know the mandate also, that, okay, Rasi is looking for a fly half that does 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've had conversations, he's upped his game, he's done this. I can suggest these people, I can suggest those persons, you can bring in those guys. Why don't we have that? I mean, if you look at even Bafana, the beef that they usually have, listen to what was happening between, Ntseki and Bruce, for example, last season with the Chiefs thing. Think about what happened with Rulani saying that they received no medical report. How are we not communicating? Because Des should, a couple of times in the year, be able to sit down with all of the Hollywood Bets coaches and say, okay, guys, what are we looking at? Where are we going? Who's this? Who's standing out? Even Sasol, the Sasol regional leagues and all of those people, bring them in. That's where Abu Williams come from. So that when you reach these situations, now I know, she's looking for a Tembi Khatana type player. Who are the Tembi Khatana type players? But then also you can have a coach Jerry who comes in and says, you know what, Sundowns, we like to play a progressive 3-4-3, and do this and this. How about you try Ramalepe like this? Mina ngimbona a strong magenza. So, guys, these things are all a phone call away, I believe. It's all a phone call away. It's an email away. We should be seeing Abo Bruce attending trainings. Abo Desiree. I know Desiree tries to watch a lot of football and she always pops up all over the place. Mara, is it enough? As Uwesh was saying, is it enough? Can you have eyes everywhere like that? My big worry, and maybe it's my problem that I carry with all national team conversations. My big worry is that you've got so many players that have been with the team for such a long time. They're called up every time. They're 30 women squads. They're sitting on the bench all the time. Now it's not good. Unankolo is now getting a chance after being, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me, after being sort of a bench player for a while. Now he comes in and you're like, hi man, Auntie Wena, you were not ready. Like, I feel like with our football, man, we just take everything for granted. Madlamini, you see what I told you about Madlamini? She's messy as a keeper. She's messy. Guys, now I don't know. Like, I feel like Sponga says the rugby system is still the same. Yeah. And let me tell you, when I was at TAC, the under 20s and under 23 teams were incredible. Our team Coach Shoti was incredible. Do we see them going further? We don't. They'll go to tax randomly. Okay, there's certain tax. Just go to tax randomly. you'll see the national teams, the under 20s, the under 17s, the under whatever's. You'll see them training as a national team there. The amount of talent there is incredible. But where must the talent go now? If you don't get chances here, if you don't get chances at club level, where must you go? Jermaine, she also needs to avail herself for the national team. I don't know the story, Jermaine. I don't know if you know the story of Jermaine Guti Gezerale, because she hasn't been in the team for a while, and you could argue Guti, she's our most informed player right now.
I really don't. I don't know the story, but I think it was team commitment. Because they had those, I don't know, cup games or whatever. So I thought it was team commitment at first, but it might be something else because Utembi was able to avail during that time.
Yeah.
So Uchame couldn't for England tour.
And it's been a while since we've seen Jermaine. It's been a long time.
And yeah, she didn't play those 2 games, and she also did not play. She's not here, and I understand also it was team commitments because both her and Tembi were playing that final couple of days back. So I don't know what's happening.
Even the other games, like the games versus Nigeria, I think Jermaine wasn't there for those games either, ne? The Olympic qualifiers.
I think she was.
She was.
She did come.
Okay.
Yeah, she did come. I think she came a bit late, but she was part of the team.
Okay, no, my mistake.
Yeah, Lendo show is the truth, Uyoguti. Ibhola labantu besifazane lizokhala ngezinto eziningi, but let's do something. Imagine those 14-year-olds that are seen every day on the social media. What are we doing about it, man? Because if that person reaches, I don't know, at least if they are not playing competitively, but let them have the training, the technique, the tactics, the
exposure.
At least exposure, yeah. And by the time it's time for them to compete, technically they are perfect. Because I see 16-year-olds in for the Japan team, bro, playing perfectly.
Yeah.
And the 16-year-old, what experience are you going to talk about? She's 16. It's only the technique, a little bit of tactic. She's still teachable, the training and whatever, and the support from the team. We are not doing enough. I think we need to be honest about that. We are not doing enough because like you mentioned, the rugby make sure ukuthi wonke umuntu ready. From a young age, they spot talent somewhere. They make sure the person goes to school. The person joins a certain university. They don't give the person money before it's cut as right, say age-wise. Make sure you go to school. Then you join the national team.
Yeah.
So, can we not do that? Make sure the players are always ready.
For me, where she's not even, I think rugby's strength is that communication chain is so strong in terms of national team all the way down to under 10. You know, they track all the players, they do all of the stuff. When Rassi needs to fetch a player, he's not teaching a player how to play. First, you look at the new guys. Abo Sesha Feinberg in Gomezulu. There was another one I saw now this weekend. I don't watch that much rugby anymore. But it's the fact that he can introduce new players all the time. And those new players, Baba Krumile, and even Emma Clapping Wabo, Baya Krumiwa, from when they're 13 or whatever. Ilento bengikhuluma about our football to say. But guys, if we're saying that a 19-year-old, I'm going to use a stupid example in the men's side. If we're saying that Umfuke right now, 19, 20, first team player, Pirates, all of that stuff, needs to go overseas in order to learn the basics. Or when he gets overseas, he might not play because he's not ready to do all those things or is not taught those things. What do we say to Pirates? And I'm using a broad example for Pirates, but what do we say to Pirates about what you're doing with that player right now? So in the Hollywood Bets League, you've got tons of guys. I beg you, go to almost another goal. Go to LC de Villiers, right? I need to get the times of the season, but go to LC de Villiers. Watch those ladies. The ladies teams under 17, under 20. They usually camp at HPC in Hatfield at LC de Villiers. Watch them. There is so much talent, so much. And you ask, what happened to those people? Like, for example, I've been gone from Tuks for a very long time. There were really good players then that I'm asking myself, what happened to them? Why aren't they playing here? As national team players that were under 17, why are you not playing here 5 years later? Uwesh was saying, why are we not grooming more of these players? Why don't we see them coming through? You know, why aren't they getting chances? All of those type of things. And I believe that now, when you look at it, it's a South African problem. It's a South African problem. Look at what the foreign coaches are doing at a team like Pirates. Playing. They asked to Jose Guti, how do you know when a player is ready? He's like, age doesn't matter. If the player is ready, the player is ready. Argentina uber ready, then you have to sit behind Abo Refilwe. Even when they're injured, you have to sit behind Abo Biana. Not disrespect to them. But you don't get your chances, you don't get built up, you don't get developed. Guys, Amar. Anyway, let me read some of these comments while I'm here. When Banyana was doing great, Bafana was struggling. Now it's vice versa. Do we have a problem? maybe that's the jinx. Nomvula Lipstick Lady must stamp her authority again in the starting lineup. Which channel? It's on YouTube. Search JFF Live on YouTube and you'll be able to watch it there. We are in the 77th minute. Jamaica lead by 2-0. Banyana is picking up a little bit, but not quite all the way. Then the biggest enemies of SA football is SAFA. But besides SAFA, concierge, again, I think rugby's strength is that all the way down the chain, the clubs, the varsity football varsity rugby, the clubs, high school, they all work together. You know, I always ask a simple question. I'll give you a simple question that differentiates rugby and football in the country. Okay? Who are the top 10 football schools? Where we say, yeah, no, these are the guys that are leading. How do we know? What are the top 10 developmental programs? How do we know? Whereas when I look at rugby, I can tell you about Grey College, I can tell you about Jeppy, I can tell you about Momenlo Park, I can tell you about all of those different schools. And yes, resources and all that, but if we don't even know how to rank the schools, how do we know who's the best, who's better, who's coming through, who's that, who's this? Okay, emakasino to the teams. How do we know who are the best players from all of the different cases? Have we ever had an experiment like that? What is the football craven week? And honestly, in that regard, for me, women's football has always been ahead because they've always needed to groom in the shadows. Abo Seso League. Oh, is that a goal? Oh, Abo Seso League have had to groom players. There's a lot of players in women's football, but then there's not enough next step in women's football. For example, there's not enough, okay, we're developing you for the guys. Some of these teams are developing players specifically for the national team. When you look at rugby, specifically to say the highest thing is going to be to play for the Springboks. So we need to make sure you're ready when Rasi gives us the call. Nati will be active calling Rasi and saying, hey Rasi, na into anala. Look at what he did in the Currie Cup, in the URC. But anyway, the players disappear out of the system and politics are an issue. School football was disappointed. School football was disappeared in the cracks of time. No, besides that, concierge, here's my thing, ne? I was using it as an example. I don't believe that the school system is the best way for us to groom players. And I'll put it this way. We already have regional soccer leagues all across the country. Already, as we sit. Tinetema, where I come from, you know, a complex, sports complex. There's teams that play week in, week out, gym during the week. We do all those things, right? Now, here's another difference between rugby and football. In rugby, they're tracking those things. In rugby, they're tracking Guti. Usponga was the top goal scorer under 13. Under 15, he was the second best goal scorer. Under 17, he was third. By the time you reach under 17, they've already sat you down and said, okay, Sponga, you're a striker. Let's go to HPC for a little bit. Let's look for a school that can take you on scholarship, where you'll get the best training. Guys, I don't think we understand these type of things. Menlo Park, there's a school here in Pretoria, Menlo Park. It was coached by Nas Botha. Legend. It's like Lucas Khatebe coaching a high school. JP Boys High was coached by Jake White, current director of rugby / coach / whatever, Blue Bulls, won the World Cup with the Springboks, the 2007 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. He was coaching JP Boys in Parktown. So where are those things for football? For example, Vera Pauw. What does she have to do with football right now, women's football right now? Where's she stationed? Where are these other people? We're always looking at the clubs. Rugby has a whole system outside. Asinayo leyo system team. Oh no, is this another goal? Oh, 3-0. Oh, Madlamini gets on my nerves at times because she's very sloppy, man. And you know what's crazy, guys? Bar none. I will say this over and over again. Bar none. Women's football, in terms of organization, Nazmin. The Cecil League, Agnamad. But the Cecil League, coming into Hollywood bets, the regional leagues, things like that. Most of these players, I was looking at it. There's a team called Home Sweepers, Yasek Aslam. Home Sweepers coached by Uskesh. That's where you find your Janine van Veeks. That's where you find your Swart. There's a couple of players that moved through there. Even from there, knowing that there's a pipeline from Kokasi that can put you into Banyana, on top of Cecil leagues and all of that, there should be so many players that are coming out of these things. Karibona DDC alone. But anyway, where's 3-0? I was preaching, sorry.
I don't know. And Andile makes me so mad, you know, at times, because people have been fighting for her for so long, you know. And when it's time for her to stand out, things happen, you know.
Yeah.
And it almost makes you feel like, bro, come on. So these people, young babekhala kanjena bekhalela, you need to fight for them to a certain extent, you know. But sometimes I'm a goal consider, yo. And she's capable of so much more. That's the thing.
It's what I was saying in the beginning, that Wandile is a messy keeper. She's messy. She's not controlled. Yeah, she's good, Mara. She's messy. And sometimes the only reason why Kaylin gets chosen at times ahead of Wandile is because there's certain things that Kaylin does very well that Wandile doesn't do. I'd say the biggest difference is that Wandile is taller and can handle high balls a bit better. But in terms of control and things like that, Uswart sometimes is ahead of Wandile. At times, I need to a lot of the time Busija. Busija.
Yeah, it's Busija.
Busija, ne? So I nago 3-0 wesh. Mina nkalo ukuthi I'd understand the 3-0 if Jamaica outplayed us. And they were just, yeah,
And
there
they
was
are
just
not.
pressure.
It's an
They're
easy
not.
game for us to win.
Not Denmark.
And
Remember
come
the
back home.
Denmark game. The Denmark game ends 5-0, and you're thinking to yourself, Mari Denmark ends this whole game. I don't understand, Wesh. I mean, I don't understand.
Kunzima. It's tough. It's getting even more tougher. And I feel for the girls, because also coming from a situation where you were not being supported, Kulento yenzayo, to a situation where people are keen on supporting women's football. And people are keen to listen, and people are keen to just say, hey, we are here, we want to. You haven't been supported for the longest time, so now we are here. So we need to show for too, This Jamaican team went through to the round of 16 during World Cup. The Jamaican Federation said to them, I do not have money
Yeah.
to send you to the World Cup.
Yeah.
They had to open the GoFundMe for them to go to the World Cup. The very same Jamaican team has got a player who plays for Manchester City. So sometimes you just need to show for, just show up and do the right thing. And I think we are capable of doing that. Like you said, you don't have a choice in, you are not spoiled for choice in terms of players. You have so much that you can work with. So you have to work with what you have and make sure what you have is at the strongest. And we are capable of doing that as coaches, as whatever, development side. Be together. Nama under 12, nama under 12. And nama under 12 amaya improver. Now I know. But bola 20 and let them pass the wall. That's a first step. They pass the wall, how you improve on I don't know what, because that's where it's at, honestly. So I don't know. But angikho nje happy ngo-andile njengamanje ngoba potential is there, experience is there. Let's show up. Now what we need to do is to show up, honestly.
Hopefully on the 3rd of December, Nakona, it won't be 3-0. Hopefully we will have learned some things. By then, guys, 88 minutes in, Jamaica is leading Banyana 3-0. Third piece goal, first one, second goal, counter-attack, cutback. Third one was just Khadija, just showing some class there, receiving the ball in between two defenders, running in, turning, and putting it into the corner. That is how the goals were scored in this game. It is live on YouTube for those who still want to catch the tail end of this game. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I think the other thing that makes me a little bit worried, fine tactics aside and development and all the things we're speaking about, I don't see a hunger from Banyana. No, but they're just walking this game. I don't see a hunger from them. And maybe that's the most disappointing one. Again, even with our football that we've seen, Bobo, UWC, Libo, Mamelodi Sundowns in the Champions League, man, they just didn't show up. They just didn't want to play. They just weren't pressing. They weren't playing. Even this Banyana team hasn't been all the way there in that regard. So I don't know if it's something to be worried about like that or Mara, guys. Look, short corner for what? Now the short corner. Yo, guys. I mean, I'm not happy with Banyana. I love Banyana. You guys know from the conversations we've had and the matches we've covered, I love this Banyana team, Mara. Ikariman, it's almost like they're losing steam. Coach Des is losing steam. The players are losing steam. Karen J, yo, the steam is coming out of women's football, man. And I don't know why. 90 minutes, they haven't told us what's added on. Let me read the real Ngobeni Elizabeth Masiva, very good goalkeepers. Ukon Williams, concierge, right there on the bench, I believe. Williams. The likes of Posha Modisa and others need to be absorbed into the development structures. There's so many people you could deploy. There's so many people you could deploy. Why isn't Roger Tissar? Mushin Etrical is always around. Why aren't they working in those structures? Oh, 10-10s is lit for you. Okay, maybe you can use a PSL coach, a PSL level coach at the lower levels. You know? And this is men's football. Hey, man. And this is for men's football, guys. I'm sorry, but for even women's football, why Abo Coach T now so far away from this team? You know, Abo Coach Moda only brought in when there's a cup tie and it's playing at the same time as the team having the European team. Why haven't they been brought in a serious manner? Same with Bafana. Why haven't you roped in Abo Rulani? Haven't you roped in Abo Jose Rivero as the form coaches right now? Or obviously Rulani is gone, but Abo Jose Rivero, all those people, rope them in. You know, we just love reinventing the wheel. Look at that goal. Yo. The ambition and structure of football in SA is something to be scrutinized. And concierge, the tools are all there. Like I said, at my age, when I was 15 and 17, I played in the Safa Regional League. I always joke about it. I scored, I think it was something like 34 goals. I scored 34 goals in my year, right? I'm not saying that people should have been looking, but imagine if you had a player like me and better, they were way better players, and you've been tracking them from under 9. And at under 12, you go, okay, boy, you want to be a striker. We're going to take you under the wing as the association and say, because you are one of our best strikers, come through. We'll teach you the other things. We'll make workshops. I was Cash, you were national team coaches for Banyana at the time, for example. Come through. We're going to take you guys. We're going to put you through even more training. That's what happens at under 9, under 10, under 12. Once they realize what you are in rugby, you start getting tailored things. And Tina, we miss out on those type of things where, me striker, I'm good. I've got the ability. But are you teaching me the finer details of striking? Turn like this. When a defender's over here, you do this. When you come deep, make your run like that. If you watch those YouTube videos of like the development coaches in England, when they're telling the players, when you dribble, fine, all of this is crazy. How about you do a move like this? There was this coach who was trying to teach them something like that. He was like, when you want to honor the defender, wait for him to step with this foot, then go to that foot. Small things like that. They build up. Women's football has so much of that already. Mara, to get over the top, Shem. You should be exporting a lot of players. A lot of players should be all over the world right now. Ngapha ama-team ayavalwa. Ngapha ama-team are having financial struggles. Hey. Anyway, this game should be over. I'm not going to stay too long, guys. It is 5 a.m. and I have to be back for the evening games. Chiefs playing at 5:45, and then also Sundowns at 8. So we're going to do watch-alongs of that too. But let's support, guys. I think we need to start engaging with these things, even from the level of women's football and men's football and things like that, because these are the questions we need to ask. We can't just keep saying, development. Wesh, I don't know if you want to say anything to close.
Hey, bruh, it's okay. It happened. It's happened, and we lost the game. I was really hoping for a better team, honestly. especially that we have new people on the team, and it wasn't a difficult game. Honestly, did we need all those 8 players? We didn't.
No.
If we are being honest, but it did show that we had to change strategy, and I don't know what was the communication tactically in terms of how we're going to approach this game. I don't think we had a plan. We shouldn't have lost the game, but
Yeah.
we did. And we're going to see the next game. Maybe the next game we're going to see a better Banyana Banyana, hopefully. And I'm disappointed too. I should have just went out, man. That's it.
Okay, well, hey, if you're still out at this time, bye. Okay, I just want to come in and say this. Hopefully, this is a sign. Okay, we saw Denmark that we don't have a B team. We're seeing Jamaica that we don't have a B team, quote unquote. I'm going to say B team, quote unquote. So maybe this is going to be an eye opener. I'd love to see this team work on patterns of play. I'd love to see this team work on, their confidence also. We know that these ladies are gifted, especially with playing the ball. We're very gifted technically with playing the ball, passing the ball, and doing all of that stuff. But you don't see it during these games, We looked our best at times, getting to the front, playing those touches, doing those type of things. We looked far better in those moments. So these long balls that we've started adopting, I don't understand. Yeah, there are bigger things that we were discussing on the thing, but for this game specifically, I don't think Jamaica was that much better than we were, to be honest with you. I don't think Jamaica, it's just that when Jamaica gets the ball, they know what to do. We've got 2, 3, or 4 moves, depending on the situation. We go and we hit hard and we relax again. Striker Sabo, number 11, Khadija, she didn't run around too much. But she knew that the ball was coming, and when the ball comes like this, I run like this, I do that. We're missing that with Banyana Banyana, and maybe the blind spot for Banyana is that we don't have that much tactical play. We've been relying so much on natural ability, on the A-team players, the 4 great players that we have for us, the golden generation. Now, hopefully, this is another indicator that we need to start grooming the next ones and bringing them in and actually coaching them fully. And maybe Coach Des, if we're being honest, maybe Coach Des was a superstar coach, a golden generation coach. But now you need tacticians. Maybe, I'll give you an example. Maybe Coach Pitso is a get into your head soldier type coach. But at some point you need to move on and bring in the Rulani for technical. So maybe it's time for Coach Des to, if not to vacate, but they need to expand those teams in order to bring in those type of things. Because now, women's football, they play. Look at what Jamaica, as poor as they were, look at how direct they were. Look at the Women's Champions League that we saw Mazembe winning. Look at how they played. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns at their peak in that tournament, they were playing Banyana style. They were ripping teams apart. So I think maybe that needs to make a move into that, and hopefully, since we're going to play the same team again on the 3rd, hopefully it's a different outcome. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back later on. 4-6, Kaizer Chiefs is going to be playing. I'm going to be here. 8 o'clock, Sundowns is going to be playing. We'll just continue on and watch those games too. It's been incredible, guys. Thank you for showing up. The fact that we had, guys, this thing, we used to wake up at 2 a.m. for Banyana and have 2 or 3 people watching. So the fact that we're all here and we're following, even in our criticism of Banyana, the fact that we're showing up, I think that's a wonderful step. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's been amazing. I'll see you guys then 6:45 tonight. Bye everyone. And support the content. If you have not follow. Support the content on YouTube specifically, please. Thank you guys. Bye.